Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News Reports on the Wind Communications Network. I'm Keisha Charles. Thanks for joining us. In our first story, an emergency press conference has been called by Minister of National Security, Jack Warner, following reports of the first murder in Laventille being recorded after an incident-free month. The press conference is expected to take place at 12:30 p.m. today. This comes less than 12 hours after the minister boasted that no murders have taken place within the last month. The incident follows high praises from the Laventille community, which has been locked down over the last month with heavy police and army patrols in an effort to curb crime. According to reports, 30-year-old Stephen Morris was walking in the company of a female companion around 3:45 a.m. this morning at Kirtrace Eastern Quarry, Laventille. The couple was approached by a masked gunman who opened fire. The victim ran a short distance before collapsing near his vehicle. Morris was pursued by the gunman, who shot him several times. He was killed on the scene while the unidentified female companion escaped unharmed. We'll have more details in a subsequent newscast. And in more news, things got heated during Parliament last evening as the opposition came under fire. This after MP for Couva North, Ramona Ramdale, accused opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley of being a hypocrite. Ramdale says the opposition has no grounds to point fingers.
He was saying now we are going to be talking about raising revenue by taxation, household by household, land and building taxes, cigarette and rum taxes, and revenue raising measures. Do not be fooled by that. And this is the said leader of opposition who in 2009 is making reference to his government and what they were doing. And they have the audacity here now as an opposition PNM to come here and accuse us. So it is very hypocritical of the leader of the opposition and his opposition members to come here and accuse us when they themselves could not have gotten out of the quagmire they created for themselves of corruption.
According to Ramdale, unlike the PNM, the government has kept its promise to deliver to the country. She sent a fiery message to the opposition, stating that the disunity under the Manning administration was just one of the reasons why the party would never again obtain governance.
Never again can we and will we allow a PNM-led government to take office and govern this country. Never again can we allow that. Because if it is that one of their own members can, of course, accuse them of their wrongdoings at that point in time and now come back as opposition leader and want to play holier than thou and take in this opposition forward as government, it's not going to happen.
Ramdale ended her delivery by thanking Finance Minister Larry Hawaii for what she called a proactive budget and commended Prime Minister Kamla Pasabi-Sessa for steering the country in the right direction. And in more news, Trade and Industry Minister Vasant Bharat says that the nation's vehicles will be fueled by CNG within 5 years. The minister was speaking on the Sunrise Morning program when he made the disclosure. He stated that government is attempting to deter the population from using gasoline as they move towards using compressed natural gas.
In fact, all government vehicles will be CNG converted, including all vehicles for public transport, like buses and so on. All new buses will now be CNG buses. So there is a rollout of 5 years. It's not an unrealistic target where we're going to say we're going to do it next year. It's a 5-year rollout. There's also a rollout of service stations, and there's a raft of incentives available for those who are importing CNG kits and those who are fitting CNG kits.
The minister explained that the infrastructure does not yet allow for it, and the subsidies on gasoline is hampering the conversion to CNG by users. Yesterday, opposition MP Com Imbert said government's decision to increase the price of premium gasoline defeats the purpose of cutting back on the fuel subsidy. Imbert stated government will not be saving the $100 million they have boasted about. Minister Bharat explained that Imbert is wrong in his estimates.
Now, the point that Mr. Imbert was making yesterday, where he was suggesting that the cost of premium gas, I think, was ought to be about $4.75, and they're charging 5 cents. That is actually not true at all. The facts will support, it's certainly the facts that we have at the Ministry of Finance will support a base cost price of about $6.30, if my memory serves me correctly. So in fact, there is still a small subsidy, but we're really trying to wean people off the different ratings as we move towards CNG.
He stressed that the country stands to benefit more from this transition as CNG is cheaper and cleaner than super and premium gasoline. And Dr. Michael Dowlett is warning that there is a proposal to cut government-assisted tertiary education. He was speaking at the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts in San Fernando yesterday. The interim chairman of the planning committee of the GATE program says students will only benefit from funding if they have a satisfactory grade point average. He said this measure is being implemented to prevent persons from abusing the program. If students fail, they will need to pay for those courses since this can be deemed as misuse of taxpayers' money. Dowlett also cautioned that GATE will be cut from the St. George's University of Grenada for the pre-medical program. However, he offered comfort to those already enrolled, saying they would continue to access funding. And in other news, Adish Deonarine says that CPEP now offers training to help employees sharpen their skills to enter the world of work. Deonarine, the chairman of CPEP, was speaking on the Sunrise Morning Show this morning. He said employees never knew they had the right to their own safety or even workmen compensation. Occupational health and safety is among the new measures taken under the new regime, where over 90% of workers are now able to better secure themselves on the job.
What we are doing really is that we have trained almost 90% of the workers in occupational safety and health, which is something that was never done before. The workers were just working out there on the streets without any knowledge as to protection of themselves.
Right.
You know, self-protection first before you could protect anything else. So we are doing occupational health and safety. We have set up insurance for the contractors. So we have workmen compensation.
Right.
We have, all contractor workers, they have the usual national benefits, the national insurance scheme, the health surcharge, and things like that. When I went in as chairman, we found that contractors in the past administration were not paying any NIS at all. And these workers were not even aware of that.
He also said that CPEP workers are encouraged to make themselves more marketable, warning that employment with CPEP is not intended to be permanent, as there are other unskilled persons who can benefit from the program as well.
So we do an assessment, and then we determine their skill set, and we direct them in that direction. So we're setting up MOUs with the national training agencies, and then Mr. Larry Hawaii has indicated that we are going to train the workers, because at the end of their tenure, they must be marketable. There is a 1-year period, there is a possibility of renewal for 2 years, and 3 years, we have a nice graduation ceremony, and we say thank you, and we give another set of people the opportunity to work. But we train people in whatever skill they may be interested in. It don't necessarily have to be environmental.
And the chairman of CPEP this morning extended gratitude for the wonderful job that CPEP workers have been doing. This following their speedy response to the disastrous flooding in Diego Martin in August. The chairman, Adish Deonarine, said that CPEP is also responsible for disaster management, and together with the ODPM and regional corporation, they act as a response team. He said CPEP played a major role in cleaning up the mess in an unprecedented time.
And we worked well as a team. And I must commend again the CPEP contractors and the workers who came out in their numbers. Because this is a voluntary, even though they are compensated, no amount of compensation could bring you out of your house in weather like that.
Right.
And it was a holiday weekend, because there was a holiday Monday for the gold medalists.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that kudos go out to the workers and the contractors,
right,
and the workers of CPEP as well, who came out in their numbers to work for almost 24 hours.
He also commended his new staff for their continued effort.
And once we change the management, we have a dedicated staff. We have a new general manager, Mr. Carl Jagdev, and we have a good team of people who work together, contribute at every meetings. My board is a wonderful board, and we have not had any problems.
And that was your Midday News Reports on the Wind Communications Network. I'm Keisha Charles. Do enjoy the rest of your day.